Hey everybody, it's Dr. Carmen Bryant. Of course, you know this is Car Chronicles, but I'm not doing Car Chronicles today. I just wanted to come on really quick because I haven't seen you guys. I haven't talked to you guys in a minute. Haven't done any shows. Haven't done any lives because I am getting ready for next weekend, July 29th, which is my third annual Overcoming Narcissist Abuse Conference. And this year's conference title is Unpacking Your Trauma, where we're going to be talking about generational trauma. We're going to be talking about trauma that's traveling from person to person, from family to family, generation to generation. Some of you guys have been a victim of generational trauma. Not only a victim of generational trauma, stress, anxiety, things that have been said that you have carried on and taught your own children, or you have been taught by your mother or grandmother, drug addictions, the things that have happened, sexual abuse, sexual assault. You look at the family trees and you can see it everywhere. But we're going to be talking about that, how trauma changes, how trauma changes your DNA, how it's in your genes, how you pass it on from generation to generation, anxious mom, anxious grandmother, anxious kids, this is what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about what happens when a child has been sexually assaulted or violated in their youth, and how you start thinking, the things that you start doing, how you perceive the world, how, and especially for men, how men perceive their bodies, how women perceive their bodies. This is all the kind of stuff that we're going to be talking about on the July 29th. I'm your host. I'm going to be talking. My sister, Bridget Griffin, who is a domestic violence advocate, she's going to be talking. And she's going to be talking about the re-traumatization in the courtroom. The lawyers, the judges, these uninformed, they're not trauma informed, uninformed counsel, Now, you would think that when you're dealing with family court, that the judges should be well informed, that the lawyers should be well informed. Some of them are not even informed. So if you guys are wanting to get into this field, for some of you, these are the areas that maybe that you can make a change in, where you can go and you educate the legal system. If you're in the legal system yourself, if you're a lawyer, judge, or any kind of advocate or anything like that, you come up with courses to teach. If you go look on Anthony Bompiani, he's a retired judge. He's doing education. So some of you guys can create curriculums for the purpose of putting in the legal system, especially in family law. Well, criminal and in the criminal law too, because you got plenty of narcissists there. And then what about my extra guest? I have a new guest who's going to be with us every time we do a conference. And her name is Dr. Paula Tucker. She is a traumatic brain researcher, traumatic brain injury researcher. And she's going to be on talking to us about traumatic brain injury and trauma. Some of you guys think that trauma is only in the brain, is only from impact. But what about those that have been traumatized, that have brain injuries, that have brain damage? Can it be repaired? Yeah. But the longer you stay in a relationship or a situationship with a abuser or a narcissist, the longer you stay in, the more damage. And the longer the damage, the more permanent the damage becomes. And then, of course, you have my big sister, Bishop Kathy Gibson. And for those of you wondering, I'm giving the titles because that is their title. This is not a church conference. This is a Overcoming Narcissist Abuse Conference. We're talking about narcissists, but we're talking about it from different aspects. You got a clinical aspect. You have a domestic violence advocate aspect. You have a medical perspective. My big sister, she is Kathy Gibson. My Life is Intentional. She's coming to talk to you about, number one, self-worth. That's the most important thing. And how this trauma is carried on from generation to generation. But she's going to be talking about some self-worth. Oh, she's amazing. I'm telling you. She's amazing. And then, of course, my mother, Apostle Helen Sadler, your destiny helper. She can have the floor and talk about whatever she wants to, but she's going to be talking, and she's powerful. You guys go look on my YouTube channel, and I did a highlight of last year's conference in Atlanta, and I did a highlight of everybody that was there and they spoke. I'm telling you, you guys don't want to miss it. I was so caught up in it, I forgot that I was actually editing. But listen, you can hear the people that are going to be there. You'll hear them. The only person that won't be with us this year is Marcus Monroe. Powerful man. Powerful. And you want to hear what he had to say. And I'm going to put that up on my Academy website too, so you guys can see the whole conference. It was amazing. It was powerful, but you don't want to miss it this year. And then after my mother is finished talking, Apostle Helen Sadler, we're going to have Telsha with the T on MPD, Tasha Lelandman, and we're going to do the roundtable talk so that you can guys ask questions. You can get stuff off your chest. You can get answers that you've been looking for. You can get encouragement. If you need prayer, they'll pray for you too. But whatever you need is going to be there at that conference. Now, why you haven't registered, I don't know. But listen, for those of you that feel like you cannot afford this conference, because it's coming up next Saturday, and it's from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You never know what happened. We may extend it. Who knows? But from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you don't want to miss it. It's going to be on Zoom, but you don't want to miss it. But we're going to be there for you. If you think that you can't afford it, or you need some kind of setup to help you with the payment or payment arrangements, you need something. Listen, those people that have emailed have gotten quite a surprise. So email me, drcarmenbryant@outlook.com, if you think that the price is too high and you need some assistance. What can we do to get you there to that conference? July 29th, you don't want to miss it. Give me about a day, and I'm going to send the flyer out so you guys can see the flyer. And I want you guys to register for this conference. It's not too late. You can still register. And then remember, my mother's also having a conference in Chicago, Illinois from the 11th to the 14th. Both conferences. So my conference, you can go to overcomingnarcissistabuse.ticketleap.com and you can get your ticket, or you can email me at drcarmenbryant@outlook.com. For her conference in Chicago, which I will be there as well, Tasha with the T on MPD, Telsha Lelandman, Dr. Will Williams, Bishop Kathy Gibson, Apostle Helen Sadler. I mean, all these phenomenal speakers are going to be there. You don't want to miss that one, because ours go right behind each other, simultaneously right behind each other. And if you got to get healing from mine, and once you go from mine, it'll go deeper when you get to hers. That you can go to hers, which is destinyhelper.ticketleap.com. And then if you go to overcomingnarcissistabuse.ticketleap.com, you also will see whenever I have different events coming up, and I put tickets up there for you guys to purchase. So make sure you're there July 29th. And then I put I let you guys vote on where you want me to go. And so far, Atlanta, you kind of hit it, so I may have to come to Atlanta, because Atlanta might be the place to go. So I might be back in Atlanta next year. So you guys get prepared. I would love to see you guys fly in Atlanta. There's plenty to do in Atlanta. We got a lot to do in Atlanta. So, let's go to Atlanta. Let's see what we can do in Atlanta. I like shopping, child. I got to go down there and shop, because they got shops down there we don't have up here in Washington. So I got to go down south and get me some clothes, get me some stuff, But listen, July 29th, I'll be online on Zoom, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse, 3rd Annual Conference. Meet me there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I haven't forgotten about you guys. I'm just, usually when I get closer to conferences, and there's conferences back to back, and I'll be traveling because I have to fly to Chicago as well, and then I have other stuff in between there. A lot of times you guys will notice, if you look on my YouTube videos get a little shorter. Not shorter, but like spontaneous, because of the fact that I'm busy and I'm working. And so, of course, you guys know I have a private practice as well. So I'm going back and forth. I'm trying to run my business. I'm trying to get the conference prepared. I'm trying to get, the material ready for the second conference, so there's a lot going on. But, it all levels back out, and then we get back into the flow of things. And then when I'm finished with the conference and I come back from Chicago, I'm going to start the ticket sales to Atlanta. So you'll get discounted prices, but then when we jump over into 2024, it goes back to regular prices. So you might want to get the tickets while you get a chance. Go ahead and get the tickets, get it out the way, pre-purchase your tickets when I put them out there for sale, But thank you guys so much for tuning in all the time. And I want you guys to have a beautiful day and go be great.